1862, Moral Act.
1875, George Reynolds indicted.
1879, Reynolds v. United States decision.
1882, Edmunds Act.
1887, Edmunds-Tucker Act. The spring of 1890, Congress considers the Column-Struggle Bill.
September 24th, 1890, the Woodruff Manifesto.
1896, Utah becomes a state.
1862, the Moral Act. The Moral Act was the first piece of legislation against bigamy. However, it was not very successful at all. Many Mormons failed to be prosecuted, and the government was frustrated. However, the Moral Act, in the midst of the Civil War, was very relevant because it attempted to define and control domestic relations, which during debate over slavery was very important.
1875, George Reynolds indicted for polygamy under Moral Act. This was upheld by the Supreme Court, and Mormon church officials tried to prove this was unconstitutional by taking this to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the United States, and this consequently energized Congress to start passing stronger anti-polygamy legislation.
1879, the Reynolds v. U.S. decision. George Reynolds over here got indicted for polygamy, and he took the case to the Utah Supreme Court, and then the church decided to support him in taking it all the way to the United States Supreme Court. They said we're going in all the way. And basically the court said that it is constitutional, anti-polygamy laws are constitutional. It upheld the Moral Act, and Chief Justice Waite got creative in trying to prove how it was constitutional. So he cited a Virginia law that stated that Congress could reach actions that were seen as a violation of social duties or subversive of good order. And he said that since morality and was centered in the domestic household, and the domestic household was necessary for upholding like societal standards of morality, that Mormons were incapable of doing that, and subsequently they were seen as a threat to social order. So he said no.
1882, the Edmunds Act. All right, I'm done with that. The Edmunds Act restated the criminality of bigamy, first outlined in the Moral Act, and made it easier to prosecute Mormons practicing polygamy. The punishment was $300, 6 months in prison, and 6 months in prison. But because there was ambiguity in the definition, it was hard to prosecute Mormons. It did disenfranchise them and barred them from jury duty due to Mormons being blind followers of the prophet Joseph Smith. The Utah Commission was created to oversee Utah elections and government raids in an attempt to catch unlawful cohabitation.
That wasn't very loud. That's better. Okay, 1887, the Edmunds-Tucker Act made it even easier to prosecute people. Do you prosecute the person? Yeah, prosecute people for bigamy or polygamy. It formally required plural wives to testify against their husbands in court, and required the legal registration of all marriages in Utah territory, and also took away women's right to vote. So those are all consequences of it. And it sent Mormons practicing polygamy to jail, which placed pressure on the church to alter its stance on polygamy, and also disenfranchise plural wives. And as far as what it revealed, I don't know how to word it, like the question of women's autonomy, because a lot of women spoke out about wanting to be in plural marriages, but people did not believe them. And anti-Mormons basically considered Mormon women to be powerless and under the control of their husbands. The spring of 1890, Congress considers the Column-Struggle Bill, which would have disenfranchised all Mormons and disbanded the territorial government while appointing them a congressional commission. As a result, the church decided that the dissolution of the church was more important than the practice of plural marriage, and it further moved them to end polygamy.
September 24th, 1890, the Woodruff Manifesto. The Woodruff Manifesto was the declaration by President Woodruff of the LDS Church that no new plural marriages would take place within the LDS Church. It signaled the end of polygamy for the Mormon Church.
it caused the federal government to back off of the Mormons and LDS in Utah, which would eventually allow them to gain statehood. It did cause some rifts within the church. However, overall, it saved the church from what would have been certain destruction if they had continued down the path of war. Some of the things that it revealed were the idea of religious freedom had a cap to it, and that if you did not necessarily fall in line with the mainstream, your religious freedom just couldn't go quite that far.
1896, Utah becomes a state. Utah became a state in 1896. Some consequences were that it showed that the Mormons had to conform to American values, and it revealed that polygamy and citizenship are mutually exclusive according to the federal government.